post Saban, I mean, did you ever kind of imagine what post Saban would look like? And if so, what does it feel like in Alabama?
Well, post Saban was weird at first. I mean, I kept trying to tell people as Saban would sign these 5-year extensions, I'm like, guys, he's not coaching when he's 75 or 78. And there was a lot of denial about that. I said, one of these days, he's done. I mean, just like that, he's done it. Paul Feinbaum and I had a private conversation and felt like if they won the national championship, there was no way he was coming back. And then after losing the losing to Michigan in the semifinal game on that goal line stand, at that particular point in time, I thought it was still a 50-50 proposition. And I just think more so than NIL, and this is the thing that people get hung up on, it's not about NIL with Nick Saban. It's not about paying the kids, however that looks. It's the transfer portal. The transfer portal is the nightmare for college football coaches. Re-recruiting your own team every single year is the problem. And I think that was the thing that bothered him the most, that kids, because he always taught a kid to, fight, you battle. Mac Jones hung around for 5 years to get a chance to start and then became a top draft pick in the NFL and all of those types of things, almost won a Heisman Trophy. That's what he believed that football was about, instilling that in young men, that there was a journey and a process. And now, I think the number that I saw, I think 68% of all quarterbacks in college football have transferred at least once. And then you got guys that are bouncing all over the place. And I think that was the thing that annoyed him to the point where he said, you know what, I'm done. But let me tell you something. Kalen DeBoer, I mean, this dude, this is the guy.
Yeah?
Okay.
You're all in. All right.
All in on Kalen DeBoer, I thought that Steve Sarkisian would be, a great choice. I thought the guy from Oregon was going to be a great choice. That's where I thought that they would go. And then you realize that, Kalen DeBoer's 5-0 against those two guys, and you look at his team, he had averaged 2.5 stars at Washington. He walked into the building, and regardless of Caleb Downs was a big loss and a couple of other guys that left were a loss, regardless of that, he has the most talented group of players he's ever seen. So it'll be interesting to see. The biggest thing will be the culture change. Being a guy that's coming in. A lot of people in this part of the country still think about Bryan Harsin, who had never really been out of the upper South Pacific Northwest, and he was a guy that failed miserably at Auburn, did not assimilate at all to recruiting down here. But DeBoer, he's got the number 3 recruiting class for next year. He got kids to come back that had left. Everybody's like, okay, calm down. The biggest issue is the schedule. I mean, you look at the schedule, and it's brutal. But they go 10-2. They're in the playoffs, and they're going to be fine. Alabama is going to be fine. And DeBoer, he's great guy.